All right. It's April 13th, Friday the 13th, 2011. It's was a rough night last night, dealing with a little bit of nausea. It's kind of scary yesterday. I'm just going to let you know this is going to be two types of stories here, okay? And they're all going to mold in together, because there's others involved as well. And as I said before, it's going to be a little haphazard, so I'm hoping it's not going to become too confusing. Today is another day. It's going to be a day of in the machine and out. It takes like, yesterday was half an hour because they had to get everything set up, but today they said they should have me out 15 minutes. Takes longer to find a parking spot. So just follow the rules. I actually gained 8 pounds, so I'm happy with that. I'm still here. That's what I'm happy with. I honestly believe, and this is what this whole thing is based on, and I might as well put it out there right at the beginning, or the second to the beginning anyway. It's not what you believe. It has nothing to do with it. It's whether or not you actually believe in it. So you can't condemn anyone out there for believing in what they believe in. So any religion is real to those that believe in it. You can create miracles with what you believe in, as long as you believe in it. I've done that for myself. I've been in several accidents. I may not look the type, but I've I started by motorcycles and motorcycle mechanic, so off-road was one of my favorite things, and then when I got into the on-road, I didn't realize that trees, very fortunate trees, don't jump out in front of you. If you screw up on the off-road, you screwed up. Trees don't normally just fall right in front of you. Cars, on the other hand, well, yeah, they tend to pop out right there, and people and things. So there was about 3 different accidents that took place that way. 2 of them I died and was brought back, and had some interesting experiences. We'll be discussing those later, and those are the experiences that are helping guide me into this situation. I also have discovered that fear is a big part of everyday life here. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the only thing that stops you from believing in what you believe in is fear. And it doesn't matter what if you believe, if you don't believe, or you can't believe that you can find that woman, then you won't. That's fear. If you believe that you can't get that job, or you can't get that pay raise, or you can't get that $1 million, or it doesn't matter what it is. It's fear. Doubting in what you think you can actually be deserving of or have. When really, and religion is really no different than science, based on what the bleep down the rabbit hole and the new science and quantum physics and quantum mechanics with the string theory and the double slit experiments that they had for years that I never knew about until recently, because they thought we couldn't handle it. It's just amazing. We can manipulate particles, and everything in this whole world is made of particles, and we can manipulate those particles with our mind. So, and I was learning all this just before I had my down accident. So I'm really coming back to that. Of course, right afterwards, it was, oh, woe is me, and I was crying and all this stuff. And then on top of that, the day after the accident, it was a week later, I come home, and for 15 years, I bought a house so my mother didn't have to go live in some stinking old folks home where nobody would ever go visit her, including me, and I'm not going to deny it. Old folks' homes are old folks' homes. They go, you put them there to die, and nobody comes around to say anything. So the way I look at it is, I spent every dime I had. That's why I was in the red, and bought a house so that she could have a familiar place to be. And I wasn't around all the time because I worked out of town most of the time, but her family and nurses and stuff could come in and look after her. On February 23rd, I went in for my operation to remove part of the tumor, hopefully relieving some of the stress or pressure that was causing the convulsions. And she passed away the next day in the morning, after she had found out that I had made it through the operation. She waited long enough to find out that I made it. And just before that, she told me that I was good. Thank you, Mom. The ironic thing about this story is that in 1966, when I was born, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, it was -11 out. She hemorrhaged, and she passed away. She lost too much blood, and she passed away giving birth to me. And I did too. I had not been born yet, so she died and I died, and she said she had a wonderful experience of being out of body and watching them work on her and taking me away and seeing that I wasn't there. And she doesn't really remember much of anything else except returning to her body and the coldness of the table and the bitterness of it. And she was actually quite angry, and she didn't want to, she sort of carried that with her for a while, that she wanted to stay there and not come back. She even told me that a few times. But she never carried that out on me. I was one of her favorite children for a long, long time, until I pissed her off. But that was later, in another story. But while I was gone, I experienced something quite fantastic. And I was only a baby, but something was given to me, a gift, a very special gift. And the gift of foresight, I could see as growing up, and my family didn't understand, and I didn't understand. I thought everybody could do this. I could tell you what was going to happen before it happened. I could do things that no one else could do. And they couldn't explain it, and I couldn't explain it. I'd sleepwalk like crazy, nightmares of things that I couldn't explain, and calm dreams that I couldn't explain, and then the very specific dreams of things that took place that I couldn't understand or explain. And when it came time to start growing up and settle down, these dreams started to come to life. And from here we'll I'll explain more in detail. But there's two sides here. There's a reason why this is going on with me right now. And there's a reason why my mom passed away in the same hospital she gave birth to me. She died when I was born, and I died too. They brought us both back, and 45 years later she died, and I was on the verge of death, but I believe that she gave up her energy that we had exchanged when I was born, and gave it back to me so that I would keep on going. And I'm not going to waste that energy. I'm going to give it out there. I don't know how to explain it that way. This is a different side of the story. My mom and I were very close, and I'm not a mama's boy in any way. She let me be independent. She kicked me out when I was 15, so you tell me, am I a mama's boy? No, I ate out of garbage cans for the first year when I got kicked out, so you tell me. So, not that she didn't love me, she just knew that I was a brat and an idiot, so, and that really straightened out my life. But here we are now. Again, April 13th, 2011. I gotta take my chemo pills. I gotta go in for the radiation therapy. Tomorrow's Saturday. I still gotta take the pills, and then I got to take them again on Sunday, and then do it all over again for 6 weeks. And then we'll determine if your attitude's right. The facts don't count. If your attitude's right. Talk to you later.